Hello everyone, welcome to Green One Day at a Time. It's June, but the weather isn't that great. There's a lot of forecast for the next couple of days with some very bad cloudy and cold temperatures. But the allotment is looking good. There's some weeds. It's not a big problem. We can always pick them and keep them clean. But there's loads planted and there's loads to sow.
Today we are going to sow these two spooky face pumpkins into these two pots, as you can see. My mom allowed me to plant this and this. So now let's start. So now we are going to plant two of these little Leo, they are type of sunflower seedlings, into these empty pots. Seeds planted total. Oh my god, where's that one? There it is.
I've had a problem with some rats. They are digging into the pots and fishing out the seeds, eating their inner bits and leaving the shell out. And I've lost a couple of seedlings, or some of them haven't germinated. So I've got a new seed, Romanesco courgette. So I'm going to plant those seeds just to make sure that I get some courgettes this year. Now we are going to plant out the tomatoes. Even though the weather isn't great, I think it's high time we plant them out. I'm not really sure of all the varieties, but I know two of them are Roma tomatoes, and the other four I'm not really sure what they are. I've planted a lot of tomatoes in the greenhouse. These ones can go outside. They'll be more susceptible to blight and the weather, because if it is cold, they will be affected by the cold weather. Nevertheless, let's just plant them out and see what we get. That's a wonky one, or a twisted one. I'll not plant it now, it will be my spare. Now this is Brussels sprouts, purple sprouting broccoli. I'd planted a lot of them, but there are spots and where the slugs have already eaten them. Don't have any spare, but I do have Brussels sprouts which I will be planting into those empty spots. So we'll use the space. I've got plenty of spare plants this year, maybe not the same variety, but from a different kind. So purple sprouting broccoli and Brussels sprouts can go together. So just keep putting them in, fill the space. As the weather warms up, slugs will look at how the slug has eaten the seedling. Not even the growing tip is left. So it has to go and replaced with the next plant. Cover them up, otherwise the pigeons will have a feast and nothing will be left from all the slugs and pigeon attack. So I will be using slug pellets and coffee powder to try keep them apart. So this year I'm going to try and do a little bit of an experiment. So say this is the main branch, and then that's a side shoot. That's a side shoot I've missed. It's a big one, and I'm taking the smaller side shoots and then potting them up to see whether they will pick up. So don't worry if they are drooped at the beginning. When they form the roots, they'll start picking. We can see one or two of them quite well there. Now we are going to plant some cucumbers.
Can I sit And now shall I push? Push. That's enough pushing.
Okay.
Making the base. We don't need to hold the stem for this one, do we?
Be careful. I'm only planting 2 on this structure. It's a lot of space for the cucumber, but I don't have a lot of height. So I'm going to give them 2 or 3 runners from each plant so that they can climb on the structure, or I can guide them on the structure and give me more cucumbers because I don't have a lot of height for the cucumber to grow. Now these are all the beetroot and self-sown spinach. I'm going to remove them, and my sown spinach. These are again self-sown spinach and Swiss chard. I'm going to remove them and then plant them out in this plot where we removed the tomatoes last week because of slug attack. I'm going to try and see whether they can sustain and grow into something. I'm also going to use slug pellets and coffee powder. So this is one of the plant I pulled out. I'm going to remove all the leaves other than the center 2, and the leaves are not going to go to waste. I'll take them home, just remove them like that, and then plant the center 2 in the soil. It's the same for bigger plants. They will wilt until the roots get established, and then once they get established they will pick on and grow really well. Because I have plenty of them inside the greenhouse, even if slugs eat some, I can easily replace them with more. They're all in here. There's 4 and then 1 in the middle, so that's the spacing I have given. And I've used the whole plot. The Kamastuna spinach hasn't had any space yet, so they're bolting, so I think they can't plant them. I'll just have to harvest the young leaves. There's still more from the self-sown group. I have some space where the Jerusalem artichoke is growing. It looks weedy, but I will clean it up and plant the rest there. Because Jerusalem artichoke is a very tall plant, it should be alright. These are 2 marrow plants. This one looks interesting. It's called One Ball. And the other one is our normal green one. There's a fruit on the one ball. I'm going to plant these 2 out so that it can climb or onto the structure. I'm going to plant them even though the night temperatures are dropping all the way to 9 or 8 on some days. They are bursting out of the pot, so since they've started fruiting, I don't want them to sit in the pot anymore and get stunted. So I'm going to plant these 2. They are garden center bought, not grown by me. So we'll just have to experiment and hope for the best. Marrows are extremely thirsty plants, so water them really well, especially on hot days. I hope you enjoyed this week's video. There's loads more to plant. However, the weather is looking great, so I will push the squash planting to another week. Until then, stay safe. See you soon in another video.